What's up guys, Wolf here, welcome to my first Remnant 2 build video. I apologize that I'm only posting them now, but it's taken me quite a long time to level up my character, to finish the game, and to get all the pieces that I need. But I wanted to test everything out and understand the mechanics a bit better before I post my first video. So this video is going to be a very powerful melee setup. If you guys want to be able to utilize melee weapons and go through any difficulty in the game, this is going to be perfect for you. Now, my setup is nowhere near min-maxed. I'm already doing pretty decent damage considering I only have my weapon at +6, which is quite good, I believe. And I can also do the highest difficulty with this actually. But you would need to level it up quite significantly to be able to go and do like the more difficult bosses. So the weapon I'm using in the gameplay that you are seeing is called the Smolder. You get it from completing the game on veteran. Now you don't have to use this weapon. There are many different weapons. This is by no means the best, but I prefer the way that this plays because we get damage over time burning, and it just the way it feels. It's got high crit chance, and it swings really quickly, and it does a lot of damage. And the mutator I'm using really does help with this, but we're going to go through that later on. So there are many different options. If you guys do have the gas giant, I recommend that. The corrosion is very strong. Damage over time helps a lot, especially in those higher difficulties, to tick the damage over, especially if there's a wave of enemies. The AoE effect from the gas cloud, for example, could be really good. I've used this for quite a few hours. It's very nice. Also, you can buy this from the vendor by the firing range, the rusted claws. This is really strong and can be pushed. When you level it up significantly, you can do a lot of damage and rip through enemies. So this one is only +6. I've got so much room for improvement, so keep that in mind. This setup can only get stronger. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Archetype. Now, if you guys don't know, Challenger is very good for close range. Now, the main skill we're going to be using is going to be Juggernaut. This is really good. We get melee speed. Melee speed is a high form of DPS, or the best way to get DPS when using a melee build. We also get 50% increased melee damage. It lasts for 25 seconds and we become nearly unstoppable. So this is really good. A 3-stack of Bulwark. So this is a must use. Try and get this unlocked. And then once you do, you'll be able to just steamroll through anything. Now, I recommend using Challenger as the primary archetype because Die Hard is such a good prime perk. This is really good. When receiving fatal damage, the Challenger becomes invulnerable for 3 seconds and regenerates 100% of health. Can only happen once every 10 minutes, but it's still worth it. So I recommend you guys go for this. The second one is going to be the Alchemist. I'm sure you guys can see online or on Google or YouTube how to unlock all these archetypes. It's all there for you. I don't want to make this video too long. The Alchemist, the main reason for this is because we get this beautiful skill called Frenzy Dust. This is so good. We get fire rate, reload speed, but melee speed by 20%. That increases it by 20%. That's a lot. And we also get movement speed. This is really, really good. You throw a vial on the floor, you get the buff. It's really powerful, guys. Alchemist with Challenger, I would say, is probably arguably the best setup for a melee build. There are many different ones, and I will be posting many different variations, but I recommend going for these, how I've set it up here. I think it works perfectly. Then let's go through the traits. This is not as important. It depends on what trait you have unlocked, what rings you're going to be using. But for me, I like to go for endurance, some points spec into vigor. Obviously, these come with the archetypes. Expertise is really nice as well. Spirit, I've got some there. And recovery, stamina regen, important for melee builds. But some rings can mitigate this, but it's up to you. So looking at the pieces now, you can use whatever armor types you want. It depends on your situation. If you're fighting enemies that throw fire at you, obviously try and spec more into fire resistance. Try and make sure your weight is in the green, but you can put it in the yellow if you would like, because it doesn't really matter too much. It depends what kind of player you want to be. Do you want to move around a bit quicker, or do you want to just stand and tank everything? Because with this class, you can do that, especially if you go for high armor amounts. But I've gone for the Dragonheart Relic. This is also quite important, guys. Is looking into your fragments here. So relic fragments will help you a lot. I've got melee attack speed, crit chance, and damage. Very nice. I'm going to keep leveling these up. And when I can get them maxed out, I'm sure this build will just get a lot better. So we've got so much room for improvement. But my primary weapon is going to be the assault rifle pretty much. You can buy this from the vendor, and I've leveled this up quite a lot. It's really good. I finished the game with this. I love it. With hot shot, that works great. Fire damage all around it. It's really nice. You can hit really hard with this weapon with the Mutator as well. Picking up ammo increases range damage by 10% for 20 seconds. This is a melee build, so that's why I just wanted to mention these. Also, the Silverback, this is a great pistol. This handgun does a lot of single fire damage, especially to the head. It's very good. Now it's up to you what modification and mutator you put on it. But like I said before, go for this, guys. The Blaze is so nice. It's just easy to use. But try any melee weapon you want. It's dependent on your playstyle. Then I've got the Striker. This mutator is really good. Melee hits increase melee damage by 3.6% for 10 seconds. It stacks 5 times. So this is going to help us a lot for damage. Then the Amulet, I've gone for the Stalker's brand. This is nice for extra melee damage. Then the Dense Silicon Ring. 200% of health regenerated as mod power. You don't have to use this. There are many different options. Wax Sealed Ring. Killing blows increase range and melee damage by 4%. Stacks 3 times. So we're going to be getting a lot of extra damage there. Then we get 15% increased melee damage from the Fey Warrior Ring. Then Dying Ember, gain 5% of base melee damage dealt as lifesteal. This is how I'm able to gain life while I'm hitting the enemies. Very important. Try and get this, guys. Go to the vendors and try buy them. The vendors restock every now and again. Buy the rings. Try your best to get this one. It's very good. It is RNG, or maybe you can Google it or check on YouTube where to find this exact one. I cannot remember, but it's very important and very strong. Just keep in mind that if you're going to be playing on Apocalypse difficulty, you can use this build and it works really well. But try and kind of balance it if you are going to be starting from the beginning and working your way through the story, because some parts of the game, melee builds won't even work very well, especially when the enemies are airborne or they're moving around. It's very difficult to get to them. But with this setup, you can easily go through Apocalypse, no problem. But Nightmare as well, easily. It just depends on you and what mission you're playing in. But like I said before, that assault rifle with the mod I chose really does help if you do need to shoot the enemies in the air, because a lot of flying ones in some of the dungeons. But it's up to you guys. Just give it a try. If you really like melee builds, I'm sure you'll enjoy this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Peace out.
Take us!